Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of voice of radio. So today, there's something awesome that you need to see. There is a brand new Star Wars game, which is coming out from the lovely folks over at Funko Games. And the more time goes by, the more I am loving what Funko Games are doing. It is Star Wars Rivals, and I'm kind of in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of in. Here's what it says. An epic clash between dark and light. The fate of the galaxy is in your hands. Star Wars Rivals is an all-new, expandable head-to-head dueling game that puts you in command of a battle between dark side and light side. Assemble your forces and outmaneuver your enemies as you duel for strategic control of iconic locations. With 30 characters to collect and battle with, your destiny awaits. Yeah, I'm in, ladies and gentlemen. I am in. Now, I do have some reservations. We'll get to them in a minute. But firstly, basically, what we've got here is a new Star Wars game based around models, and I honestly kind of love this. Now, it is, weirdly, there is an online pre-release happening May the 4th at Walmart. Now, obviously, the whole May the 4th thing is very important. That is Star Wars Day. Yeah, you kind of had to do something on May the 4th. It's a new Star Wars game. They're doing kind of a soft online launch on May the 4th. That is kind of awesome. But it's also a little bit sad. And we've got to point this out, because not everybody is going to be able to take part in the online pre-release. So that means some people are essentially going to get left out because of where they live. As a quick argument, me. I don't live in the US. Now, Asda is owned by Walmart, but it's not Walmart. So I'm going to be missing out here. Now, the wider release is early June, but I am going to be missing out here, which is honestly kind of sad, but it's just the way it is, honestly. Feel free to be upset about this. That's fine. But it is the way it is. Why would they do this, I hear you yell? Why would they do this pre-release online at Walmart? It's a really good business strategy. Essentially, the reason they do this is to build hype for the game. And because it's only happening in Walmart are going to be incentivized to basically post about it and push it and all of that. And it's basically a way to get Walmart on board. Not just we'll stock it in Walmart, which, let's face it, they were going to do anyway if it sells, but actually have Walmart pushing it and being excited about it and all of that. And that, I think, is the difference here. It is about getting people actually on board with it, and that's kind of why they're doing it. Yes, I understand that waiting until early June is not ideal when you're going to see people picking it up in Walmart a month earlier, but by the same token, I hope at least you can understand why they're doing it, because the whole point here is if Walmart push the game early, then they're going to be essentially building hype for the game and the game's going to last. And if you like the game, you are going to want the game to last. Now, there are a couple of different products that are available. You've got your Star Wars Rivals Premier Set. Now, this is $20, and it's basically everything you need to play out of the box. We've got 2 baddies and 2 goodies, and then all the tokens, etc. you need to play. And they are exclusive, it is important to note. So these characters, including the Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, are exclusive to this particular product. I'm going to show you the booster pack characters in a minute. Luke isn't there, ladies and gentlemen. You want Luke, you got to buy this. Which characters do you get? Darth Vader, Asashi Ventress, Luke Skywalker, and Clone Commander Cody, which is kind of nice. Although, weirdly, Clone Commander Cody and Darth Vader are not actually exclusive. We'll get to why that is in a moment. They kind of are, kind of not. And then we've got the booster pack, which gets you 1 random character. And then action and location cards to basically play the character out of the box. Here's the problem here. And it's not really a problem so much as a choice that's been made, because this is the case with all of these kind of games. You could pay $5 for a booster pack and get a character you've already got. And then that booster pack's kind of been wasted. Now, that is the case for every trading card game as we go, but the fact that you only get 1 character does mean you're going to feel it a little bit. Which is to say, you're going to open it up and be like, oh, I've already got Rey, put that aside, $5 gone. Whereas with a booster pack, you can hopefully have a couple of cards that you don't have, even if you don't pull something good. That is the case with booster packs as a whole, but it's something I need to mention. Now, what characters are available? Well, over in the light side, you can get Ahsoka Tano, C-3PO with a weird foot, Chewbacca, Finn, General Obi-Wan Kenobi, we're going prequels, Han Solo, Leia Organa, Rey, and Yoda. And then we've got holograms, which I'm going to go ahead and assume are much harder to pull. Now, it doesn't say, at least not on this image I've got on the screen, but it's heavily implied, because they always are in like every game. So Ahsoka and Cody and Leia and Yoda are there as holograms, which is why Cody isn't necessarily exclusive to the Premier set, because you can get him as a hologram in the booster. Just putting that out there. It's not exactly the same figure, I understand, but it does need to be said. As for the dark side, we've got Boba Fett, Captain Phasma, Count Dooku, Emperor Palpatine, General Grievous, Grand Moff Tarkin, Stormtrooper Commander, Supreme Leader Snoke, and TX-20. So they've got a nice mix here of old favourites and kind of obscure characters. Not everyone is going to know TX-20, but in theory, everybody is going to know Emperor Palpatine and Boba Fett, as an example. Interesting, you can't get regular Stormtroopers, only the Commander. I have no comment on this, I'm just pointing it out. And then you've got 4 holograms that are available: Count Dooku, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and Supreme Leader Snoke. And I need to point out again that Darth Vader is available in the Premier set, and it's not exactly the same, right? Because Darth Vader is normal in the Premier set and hologram here, but presumably, and I don't know, I'm making an assumption here, presumably the cards are going to be the same. It's just the finish on the character that's going to be different. You can see they're very much the same pose and all of that. So just something to bear in mind as you get into it. Now, how do you play? You build your team of 3 unique characters from the dark side or the light side. Just pointing out here, because I've got to point it out, the Premier set only comes with 2 characters of each faction. Now, admittedly, you can play 2 on 2, but given that the game is designed to be played 3 on 3, and the Premier set only gives you 2 on 2, I'm a little bit suspicious of that, I'll be honest with you. It's trying to make you buy booster packs, which is the whole point of the game, let's be clear. It's not some nefarious thing. It is, hey, we're selling a game that involves booster packs. We need to make sure we're selling some booster packs, but there is something in there which is a little bit weird to me. You then take turns deploying all the characters to locations that you wish to fight for, depending on which one you go to. Now, the picture we've got tells us that we've only actually got, 3 different ones here. And I'm a little bit suspicious because it certainly looks like we're actually getting a, 1 character per location thing, but I could be wrong. I.e., there's basically kind of a bit of rock, paper, scissors going on here, that you need to put your character in a location against a character, and is there going to be lots of swapping? Are you going to take it in turns? In which case, the character deploying second has a massive advantage. I don't know is the honest answer, but it's something we need to look into as time goes by. After that, we roll the die to determine which locations are going to score. You are allowed to play an action card to swing the battle into your favor. So the example we've got here is Ventress, your weakness will not be my downfall. You may discard an ally's card from your hand. If you do, move Ventress to that ally's location, and you can place a -1 on an enemy there. Now, clearly this means that you can have 2 characters per location, but whether you can have these to team up on somebody while leaving a location unguarded, or whether this only happens through an action card, is a question we're going to need to answer later. And then you score the locations. You add up the influence of characters at each location. And, Darth Vader and Asahi Ventress gets 9 influence, as an example. And then whoever's got the most influence is ahead in the game. At the end of the round, winners collect location cards scored that round, and players add new location cards to fight for in the next round after resetting their play areas. Play continues until all location cards are won, and the player with the most points wins. Simple as that. So look, there's a lot going on here, but at its core, it seems like a fairly simple game. You've got your characters that go to locations. You get to up your own minus your opponent's influence as you go. And then, because it doesn't look like there are any stats on the character cards other than the actual influence themselves, then you get your influence at the location, and you score, and jobs are good, ladies and gentlemen. Jobs are good. So yeah, I would imagine you probably can stack characters at one location to grab while giving up another location, which could certainly be something to do when you're ahead on points in the late game. I've given you my best interpretation of what we have at the moment. I'm sure we'll learn more as time goes by. But now it's over to you guys. Does this game look good to you? Is this something you're interested in? Or is this something you're going to be skipping? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about, well, a whole bunch of games, including apparently this one. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.